a meditation that I conducted just yesterday, last night. So I thought before I conducted the meditation, I conducted a short session on supraconscious mind or supraconscious awareness. So I thought maybe this could be a good context to discuss on Mavin platform also. And if there are people who are looking for the meditation, I can also share the link and they can practice it themselves. So here we go. So, mind has been a topic of discussion across various forums and as a part of ancient philosophies, traditions, and so on. Not only in the Hindu scriptures but also across all scriptures, we have spoken about mind. More in the Eastern philosophy, not in the Western philosophy, because in the Eastern philosophy we play the concept of mind and we use the term very frequently, like mind your language, uh, apply your mind, and things like that. But if you talk about the Western philosophy, they always use the word brain, and they apply your brain. They will say apply your brain. They will not say apply your mind. So the concept of the mind is has always been very intriguing, and it has been more associated with the Eastern Eastern philosophies and shastras. Of course, now the Western Shastras also has very conveniently taken the concept of mind and applying in all respects, I would say. So I would quickly take you through the different forms of mind. As we know, the conscious mind, we are all aware of the conscious mind. The conscious mind actually is able to process all our current thoughts, feelings, perceptions, what we sense all the time. And it is more associated with its consciousness is associated with the current point, which we also call mindfulness. But many a times the conscious mind is not able to recollect many things that happened to us in this life itself, maybe 10 years back or 20 years back, or even further, maybe 30 or 40 years back. Though it is we who have gone through all those experiences, but still the conscious mind can often not retrieve all those memories which are very old within this lifetime. And that I would say that it is kind of a part of the sophisticated um creation of the divine, the way divine created human beings, and a very important contribution of divine to mankind is forgetfulness, forgetting things, not in the negative sense, in the positive sense. For example, if today we are deeply in grief of something, and if the intensity of our grief is 10 out of 10 today, it will be very difficult for us to do anything else other than being in grief, because that actually encompasses our entire mind, brain, heart, everything, chakras, all of that. Now, if this state continues for, let's assume, 1 week, it is still okay. But if it doesn't gradually, dilute or reduce, then we will not be able to function. I mean, the world will not be functioning. Then everybody will be either in a state of grief or happiness all the time, and nobody will be able to deliver. So all these emotions that we have, including forgetfulness, uh, has has an impact. I mean, gradually we tend to forget even the depth and breadth of our emotions, including grief, sorrow, anger, happiness, everything. And that is the way the divine has created the human brain, human mind. Okay, which is actually good, sometimes not so good. There are few things we should not forget, but we forget. So there is always the good side and the bad side of forgetfulness. But just imagine if we could not forget all that happens to us all the time, right from childhood. Life would be very complicated, very, very troublesome. It could be really difficult to manage. So that is the conscious mind, which forgets gradually all that happens over a period of time, and always looks forward for a new thing that is coming up next with a very open mind. Um, Now let us move to the diametrically opposite type of mind, which is the unconscious mind, which again all of you know, most of the time whenever we are in anesthesia or some sudden shocks, we are unconscious, and when we are unconscious, only the automatic functions of our body are performing, like breathing, heartbeat, metabolic activity, and all of that. Um, brain cannot transfer information also when we are unconscious. Some of the information are registered, but it cannot be transferred to some other form, to the conscious mind also. So that is the unconscious mind. Unconsciousness is also very important as a gift of the divine, because uh, when you are in terrible pain, terrible shock, traumatic experience, we tend to become unconscious. It is a kind of a like in electricity, the fuse. It is the fuse system. So whenever there is in electricity, what happens when there is a sudden heavy flow of current, it blocks so that it doesn't disrupt the whole circuit. Similarly, the unconscious mind is created so that it blocks a sudden force of grief or sudden force of pain. People go totally unconscious. That is also a miraculous creation of the divine. Now, let us come to the other forms of mind which we are not used to accessing or discussing on a day to day life. First, of course, is the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is just an extension of the conscious mind. It actually stores all the knowledge, all the experiences of this lifetime. It also is capable of accessing some of the dormant skills that you have, your attitude, your habits, your preferences, some of your talent, maybe in what ways you are creative, what ways you are, you are more, you can contribute more. These are all captured by the subconscious mind. All past events of this lifetime are captured by the subconscious mind. And that is why whenever you go to a slightly trance state or meditative state, you can access entire set of events of your childhood also. And any kind of event which has left a dent in your mind or deep in your heart, you can access through the subconscious mind. But then the subconscious mind is not on the surface all the time. It is the conscious mind which is on the surface. If you really want to tap, it is like a library. You want to go and read a particular book, you can go and read, but it is not at your disposal all the time. It is left in the library. So that is the subconscious mind. Now, if you go deeper, there is the superconscious mind, which is much more deeper than the subconscious mind. The superconscious mind cannot be just accessed in a conscious state. You have to, be a regular meditation practitioner or yoga practitioner who is deeply into um, uh, relaxing the conscious mind on a regular basis, who can do it very easily, because the vibrations which we will discuss later on, even the vibrations and the fields of the superconscious mind is different. It is not very easy to tap, and that is also because of the plethora of information that the superconscious mind has. So it is kind of a all-knowing intelligence library, okay, of the soul across all your lifetimes. So let us assume that you, as a human being, you have taken, say, 200 baths before this. The superconscious mind has entire access of all the 200 lifetimes, and also part of your this lifetime and future lifetimes. Because at that level of the mind, the superconscious level, there is no concept of time. So the past and the future and the present, the line that divides these is just not there. It is boundaryless. So it is a very, very high level of intelligence, a very, very high level of wisdom, which can be accessed across lifetimes, and it is more like your library of Akashic records across lifetimes. Then comes the supraconscious mind, which is very less discussed. Very few people talk about it. Also, uh, it is it is the infinity. Okay, it is the infinite power. And though I have written that supraconscious mind, but the mind is associated with a soul. Up to the superconscious mind, the concept of the mind is applicable. Beyond that level, there is no mind. It is a complex formation of souls or light beings there. So supraconscious uh, is more of a level or a state of awareness of a light being, you can say. It is not actually the mind, because it is not one soul that is applicable in supraconscious mind, but it holds immense potential of wisdom and knowledge. It can access not only your entire soul journey, but also the soul journey of your soul clan or even farther. So I'll go deeper into this, and I mean, if you talk about it, the last phase or the last level of supraconscious mind is actually divine unification. Okay, so let us go slightly deeper into some of these conversations. So what we were discussing, the channels of divine creation, is, if you talk about the body, that the body connects with the elements of Mother Earth, and most of the time when we talk about the seven chakras, we try to pass on energy to the seven chakras through the root chakra, and the root chakra gets energy from Vasundhara chakra, which is the Earth chakra. Okay, so we try to energize our chakras many a times through Vasundhara chakra, through which you can attract energy from Mother Earth. So that is the body, the seven chakras that you all know. It constitutes the body. Now, when you talk about the subconscious mind, it is beyond the physical body. It is about the mind and the soul. Your soul that is associated with this body. Then comes the superconscious, which is your entire soul journey across lifetimes. That is the superconscious. And the supraconscious not only connects with your soul and your mind and all of that, but it is at a very large scale. Okay, and the depth and breadth of the supraconscious mind is very difficult to fathom, because it is limitless, it is boundaryless. So these are the way you can actually think of the different forms of the mind, and when the mind leaves and the supraconscious awareness gradually takes it over. I mean, there are a lot of shastras which talks about the several chakras which are connected to the higher forms of mind, beyond the conscious mind. So the conscious mind that we talk about is somewhere between the heart chakra and the crown chakra. So just like you cannot see the chakras in your body. Of course, I mean, the people who are having inner vision, they can see the chakras, the light and the glow of the chakras of any person. But a common man cannot see the chakras. So, for example, if I ask you, where is the third eye? You know that you have these two eyes, the left and the right, but the third eye may be somewhere here between. But I don't know where it is. Can I see? Can a doctor operate your head and open the skull and find out the third eye? No, of course not. It is not. It is not a physical entity. Similarly, the mind doesn't have any physical entity. So you cannot operate a human body and tell that the mind is here. It is not that way. It is more of a bodiless entity. It is not a physical entity as such. So same way, when you move higher, generally, I mean, of course, there could be a lot of other theories and other shastras who explain it differently. But generally speaking, there is a chakra just beyond the crown chakra, which is called the Vapini chakra. It is located 6 inches to 10 inches, or maybe a foot above the crown chakra of the head, where we have the Vapini chakra. The Vapini chakra is actually where the soul resides. So the soul may not always reside in the body or at the crown chakra. It is just above. It always keeps on, passing on energy from the divine through the Vapini chakra to your other chakras. So that is where the soul resides. But above that level are the other higher level chakras, where you can connect, through which you can connect the subconscious, the superconscious, and the supraconscious mind. Okay. Now, in various literature, including Hindu literature, there are like 22 different levels of chakras, even above the crown chakra. So many chakras are there. I don't want to enter into so much of complexity here. I just wanted to give you a perspective of the mind, the limits of the mind, and what is beyond that. Let's go to the next slide. This is a slightly complex slide because I wanted to, get everything within this slide, and I also wanted to give you a overall understanding about the different forms of mind, and also the how the chakras are associated with the different forms of mind. First of all, I'm sure all of you are aware that the physical state where we operate at a three-dimensional level, isn't it? Length, breadth, height, and time. So that is how we operate at a three-dimensional level. Now, the moment you are above that level, I mean, above the crown chakra, that is at the Vapini chakra, which is also called the soul star chakra. If you are able to raise your consciousness through meditation, through yoga, slightly above the crown chakra level, you are at the Vapini chakra level. Okay. Now, Vapini chakra is where the soul resides. That is the fourth dimension. This is the place from where you can actually access your subconscious mind. Lot of science is there behind it, and hypnotherapy, the whole concept of hypnotherapy, treatments, a lot of treatments that happen through hypnotherapy is all based on, actually, the deeper insight is it happens at the fourth dimension. It is not at a three-dimensional level. Many of the disorders of the mind, of the body, and all of that can actually be handled at the subconscious level. And that is at a hypnotic stage, sometimes we say. But if you look at the science of it, it is a deeper form of meditation and nothing else. Okay. It is just raising your awareness beyond the three-dimensional level of consciousness. Now, if you are able to raise yourself farther up, okay, and that is all practiced through meditation, you will come to the fifth dimension, which is very, very difficult. It is not very easy to enter into the fifth dimension, where you have the Vomanga chakra. Vomanga chakra is nothing but the stellar gateway. Okay, so stellar gateway chakra and the Vomanga chakra is actually where the superconscious mind resides. That is the superconscious mind at the fifth dimension. And believe me, here the slide, it is very easy to explain third, fourth, and fifth dimension, but it is literally not so easy to move from the fourth dimension to the fifth dimension. It is really, really, really very high dimension. But of course, through meditation, especially guided meditation, it's possible to go to the fifth dimension. This is where your superconscious mind lies. This is where you can access your entire Akashic records across lifetimes. Okay. Though it is spiritually incorrect or spiritually unethical to tap the future lifetimes or your current birth, future life, but you can, I mean, it is possible to access your future life also through the stellar gateway. Next, and the higher level, though we call it only one as the as one level of consciousness, the supraconscious level, uh, but it is very, very, very deep. And as you see that I've mentioned there, it is from the sixth dimension to the 12th or even more dimensions, and there's no end to it. And there you find lot of chakras opening up after that, and you have the Ananta chakra, Anashrishta chakra, Samana chakra, Unmana chakra also. So these are all higher level chakras. But then in English, it is the after the stellar gateway, it is the universal gateway and the cosmic gateway. So this is where you have cosmic consciousness. Okay, so here it is not you, me, I, and all that. Here it is not about the mind because it is much beyond your mind. It is about collective wisdom, collective consciousness, collective soul light. Okay, so and then it has various levels. Even entering supraconscious is extremely difficult because as you see there, it is written Ananta chakra is the first entry to the supraconscious mind. Ananta itself implies infinite, as you know. So the higher levels will be even deeper, much deeper than what we can even imagine. So these are the higher forms of the mind, and these are all part of the supraconscious state. This is the last slide. I wanted to just give you a brief, outline of how the supraconscious mind works. First and foremost, as I told you, that there is no concept of mind here because you leave your mind at the superconscious level. Beyond that, there is no single mind because here you work on a collective basis, and it is the collective awareness of souls. Now, when I say souls, it could be a cluster of souls or it could be a group of souls with a common purpose. You know, the divine has segregated souls with different responsibilities. So the group of souls that work together is called a cluster of souls. So the consciousness is also collective supraconsciousness of souls at this level. It is not a single level. And also it operates as at a multi-dimensional level, so which means that it's a group of souls, and the souls can also operate at different dimensions together at the same time. There's no concept of time, by the way. So it can operate together to achieve a particular objective or responsibility. And of course, at this level, there's no concept of age of a soul or weight or time or any of that. It is just infinite and limitless. So that is what the supraconscious state is. It is very difficult to explain what it is, but with deeper meditation, you can actually achieve that level. And incidentally, just yesterday, I conducted a meditation on supraconscious state, and the link is given there right in the beneath right below this particular slide, and that will take you to my YouTube channel, through which you can actually access this particular meditation if you're interested. Of course, right in the first time you will not be able to, you may not be able to access the supraconscious state, but if you practice the meditation for a few times, you will be able to access your supraconscious state given your soul standing. If you Because it also depends on the quality of your soul across lifetimes. It also depends on permissions, so you need to get the permission to enter. So we discussed about the stellar gateway. So there could be souls who are stopped at the stellar gateway itself. They may not get access even to enter the stellar gateway. And there could be people or souls who will pass through the stellar gateway very conveniently, but they may get blocked at the universal gateway. Okay, sorry. Sorry. So, and then somebody may be stopped at the cosmic gateway. Gateway. So it depends on your soul journey and the group of souls with which you have been rubbing shoulders, if you know what I'm saying. So, who will be able to enter into the supraconscious state and who will not be able to enter depends on our soul standing. So, I cannot tell you that if you go through the meditation exercise, all of you will be able to go to that level. But with practice, many of you will be able to go, and that is why you are here. Thank you very much. And that's the end of my session. I am ready to take questions.
Thank you, Devashiji. It was really interesting, all that you shared. So, so if someone wants to, like you said, we need to practice in order to access this, right? So, is there
I,
any
I, I
routine
knew
also?
that, I mean, there could be requests to conduct the meditation. So that is why I have sent the link also of the
No, thank you
meditation.
for that. That
Uh,
is really good.
okay. So if there are no questions, then we can stop here.
No, I said, is there any practice routine would you like to suggest if anyone wants to go to supraconscious or want to achieve?
Yeah,
Because,
yeah. That is the meditation that is what I have shared.
okay, the same
That is,
meditation one needs to do.
yes, 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 yes,
So one
yes,
can do
yes.
every day, or how is it?
Yeah, maybe twice or thrice a week also is fine.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
Initially, it can be just once a week, and then gradually twice a week or thrice a week, and then take it forward from there.
Awesome.
It is all about opening your channels. It is all about opening your chakras, right? So these are, as you see, beyond the soul star chakra, that is Vapini chakra. There are all gateways. So there are locks, there are gateways, and there are gatekeepers. So
Yeah.
so which means that there is no free entry. Understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. I think Rajvin also wanted to share. Yeah, Rajvin.
I actually know about the supraconscious because I've been through hypnotherapy and it's improving tremendously via spiritual meditation and everything else. So I'm so thankful and I'm so blessed and yeah. And how do we tell the supraconscious mind if there's someone negative uh negative to us? Thank you.
So the supraconscious is not about negative and positive because it is not about you. It is about collection of souls. It is much higher than you. It is not you there. It is not a
Oh,
single soul there. As you heard me saying, it is not one
okay.
person there.
It's many.
That
Okay.
comes at a much lower level. That comes at a Vapini chakra level, subconscious.
Opinion. Okay. Thank you for the knowledge, Devashish.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Devashiji. Minaji
Thank
said
you.
thank you and thank you. It was really wonderful to know. And hopefully we can also access that sometime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sure, sure, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Thank